What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, chicks and hicks and chicks with, I'm not going to say that, but it would be funny if I could say that. But we just live in a world now where everybody's just so mad about everything and everything's just so everything. I had a good day today. It was nice here. I got to work it outside for a little bit. Nothing exciting happened. It's been quiet, which I'm always happy for. Day 5 of no social media. It's been quiet. I've gone back to reading books and discovering nature, touching grass, which is nice. So good thing that spring is here. And it's always interesting to discover life without social media. I mean, try it sometimes. It's actually interesting. Maybe I should start listening to podcasts, but I did start reading books. I'm into books and murder mysteries and games. I got my little dumb games that I play, but the biggest test will be if I can ever put down my stupid phone. That would be great. But unfortunately, my phone is something that my work is on. But let's get into news. So, U.S. Marshals Service suffers a major security breach that compromises sensitive information. Senior law enforcement says the U.S. Marshals suffered a security breach over a week ago that compromised sensitive information. It contains law enforcement sensitive information, including legal process, administrative information, and personally identifiable information. The incident occurred on February 17th when the Marshals discovered a ransomware and data exfiltration event affecting a standalone system. So the system was disconnected from the network. He added that on Wednesday after the agency, yada, yada, yada. The bigger outage that nobody is talking about is Dish Network. It has been down since Thursday, and I find it interesting that nobody's talking about it. They've just literally said they're experiencing technical difficulties. If you were to call the Dish Network phone number, it does not work. Nobody's saying nothing. There's rumors out there that they were supposed to release their quarterly earnings and didn't, so I find that pretty interesting. Rupert Murdoch admits some Fox News hosts endorsed false election fraud claims. Shocker. Ron DeSantis Siemens takeover of Disney's special Florida district and reveals a clash with the company. So he's going to have more control over what Disney is doing down there. More natural disasters. The moon could get its own time zone, but clocks won't work the same as they do on Earth. Okay, what planet are we basing time off now? New Jersey man tried to board flight with the AR-15 taser and fake U.S. Marshal badge. Interesting. Very interesting. seeing what else we want to talk about. I think we're going to hop over into other news. Not too much on the murder mayhem. Tom Sizemore, his condition is not improving. His family is starting to make end-of-life decisions. Tom, he had a very cool life as far as drugs and all that. He was known for, what I famously remember him for, was taking a urine test with his PO with a fake penis. That and with pee, that was pretty. I mean, he kicked it. His life was very interesting, but he had suffered an aneurysm, and it was a result of a stroke he suffered on February 18th at his home, causing him to collapse, and he was rushed to the hospital. So yeah, his family is saying that they are making, life altering decisions for him. I don't know if it's sad or not, because like I said, that dude partied so hard in his life. I'm surprised he's lived longer. Him and Ozzy Osbourne, I'm surprised they're still alive. So Alec Baldwin's new crew members sue. We were at the death scene. 3 crew members who say they were on the scene when Alec Baldwin shot Helena Hutchins, which is funny because Alec Baldwin's wife is Hilaria, have just filed a new lawsuit claiming it was a tragedy waiting to happen. They say that they were the dolly operator set in Costumer and Key Grip, respectively, are suing, claiming there are 3 out of 7 people in the church said the day that it happened. I mean, these lawsuits were coming. The fact that they were going to try to go back to work like nothing happened is interesting. But what can you say? Kiki had her baby, and I'm almost about to say Kiki Wyatt because she has so many babies, but Kiki Palmer had her baby boy. So she hid that pregnancy and had that baby so fast. So, and Tommy Fury won. Jake Paul finally lost. Mark Wahlberg, people are saying he should have recused himself to avoid SAG awkwardness over, I guess, some Asian hate that they said he had. Mark Wahlberg could have foreseen the awkward moment that unfolded live at the SAG Awards, courtesy of his ugly criminal history with 2 Asian men, so says one writer who cringed upon seeing it. We talked to Jeff Yang, an Asian columnist, so let's play and see what Jeff is saying. After this, but it's coming.
This historic moment where an almost all Asian cast is being awarded this celebration, essentially, of talent, Asian pride, long overdue recognition, and the person presenting it to them is somebody who is, to this day, somebody who hasn't fully apologized for or redressed the fact that he committed anti-Asian hate years and years ago. And it's, to say the least, it was a distraction. It was a choice, as they said. I'd like to think that at some point, Mark could have thought to himself, well, if in the very likely chance that this incredible movie, odds-on favorite for many, many Oscars and other awards, does win, it'll be awkward. It'll be uncomfortable at the least for me to be on stage with, 2 people of Southeast Asian heritage, having never really fully addressed or redressed the crimes I committed against Southeast Asian refugees. But he chose to do it. And some people have even said, hey, maybe he did it in part to kind of create a bridge, reach out, and, sort of address this historical skeleton of his, in which case kind of not a great way to make it all about him. To give some credit, I mean, he has noted that it was a huge mistake. He has expressed sorrow for his youthful misdeeds. He's even reached out, as I understand, at some point to the man who he most seriously wounded, the guy who received an eye injury. He is in a unique place. I mean, he's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of noise. He's garnered a lot of fame. And in that period of time, he could have spent some of that trying to address these wrongs, contribute to those communities, and done more. People have, I think, spoken to him or at him, if you will, on social media, prominent people and otherwise. And I think it's something which he, more than anything else, would rather move on from, if you will, even seeking a couple of years ago to try to expunge his record, to eliminate any trace of it so that he could apparently join an auxiliary police force a couple of years ago. So it's not something which he is, I think, really dedicated the kind of effort necessary to make good, if you will. To this day, somebody who hasn't...
I think, like, obviously in today's society where they make people over apologize for things, yeah, make him over apologize. Back when he was a teenager, he pled guilty to assaulting 2 Vietnamese immigrants as he and others shouted racial epithets. He was convicted and served 45 days behind bars. So, I mean, listen, Chris Brown committed a crime when he was 19, and the man still can't perform on award shows. So, although, yes, people should get past it, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what I say. I don't ever say that, but why not say it today? Naomi Osaka is training during her pregnancy, so she is still working out, doing her thing as she should. I mean, that is her paycheck, and that baby will need some money. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. So, for some reason, Jemele Hill decided to admit that she has poor hygiene. She's a sports journalist who was at ESPN, and now she's just famous for saying things. So she says, so I change my towel every 3 to 4 days. I feel like that's about right. Am I wrong for this? Changing your towel every day feels excessive to me. Please don't be like Jemele. Anyone in common sense knows you change your wash rags and towels after every use. Here's why: bacteria lives on your skin. It's called good bacteria. However, good bacteria can be quickly overpowered by bad bacteria for a variety of reasons, including illness or improper diet. You don't want bad bacteria to start multiplying on your skin. Listen, I mean, the OCD behind it all. I feel like definitely I don't use the same towels for my face and all that stuff, but there are people that use, we haven't even got to people washing their legs or people that use their body towel for their face. So I'm gonna give Jemele a pass on this. I mean, I've heard worse, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. So over 900 New York nurses are facing losing their license amid the ongoing fake diploma investigation. So they are still trying to get those fake nurses out of there. So good luck with that. So I kind of got over the whole Dear Abby old people gossip because it was kind of annoying. So I think I'm going to move on to some other gossip because these people were kind of getting on my nerves. So let's get into some Reddit gossip. Why not? So here's somebody from said, last and final edit. I've now left this job after far too much BS, including me having to deal with constant panic attacks as well as severe depression and anxiety stemming from constant terrible people I had to deal with every day. I have since moved on to a new job, and as of me quitting, nothing was done against this manager that I know of. I do still have friends working there for the time being, seeing as many of us are quitting in droves. Who will keep me up to date as I know nothing? Sorry to make a lame ending with no outcome. So the original post was, my office manager has a huge, giant, massive HR case being built against her because she's been pulling royally shady SHIT. Last year, some of us have been having issues with system access to my job. Thankfully, not me. It's a known issue and it's been getting fixed here and there, but it didn't rears its head again. Anyway, about 5 or 6 months ago, a friend of mine in another department losing access. My office manager is my boss. She runs the whole freaking Magella, tells this person to go home for the day since she don't have access, and specifically told that it wouldn't be held against her. So what the hell? It's not like it's her job. She can do anything anyway. So she goes home. This happens about 8 more times where she comes to work and systems don't work and she's told to go home. Now fast forward to about 2 weeks ago before the year ended, the girl who's been being sent home gets called by her manager and told that she has to sign a final written warning. When asked why, she is told because she has used all her FMLA and sick leave. She said that is not possible and asked for proof before signing a document. Her manager pulls up all the times that it was used, and lo and behold, it was when she was sent home due to system access. This, of course, is illegal. My coworker did not choose to go home. She did not choose her FMLA. So about 3 weeks ago, my coworker gets called in and is told that she needs to give up her medical records. Also illegal. She declined and told her she will not do that. She's then told by HR, who then tells her, it's funny you should bring this to our attention because you're not the only one that has told us about things like this happening. And they're supposed to be building a case against this manager. So I guess nothing really came of it because the person quit. Well, that sucks. But yeah, if you're told to go, I'm not leaving. Y'all gonna find something else for me to do because I like to get paid. That's me. All right, let's see what else we got here, kitties. Because there's plenty of drama to go around, as always. Once it comes up, the freaking internet. When you're trying to get in drama, then it happens. So my sister is pregnant with her third child, third guy. The first father is awesome. He has custody of both of their children. And her second, no biological relationship to him. The second baby daddy has apparently been threatening my sister. And after learning of the third child that he took in, so she's calling the dude V. The first father, V, is awesome. He has custody of both their child and her second, no biological relationship. The second baby daddy has apparently been threatening my sister and V after learning of the third child that V took her in. V and my sister still have a functional platonic relationship at this point, and due to fear of reproach from the second, maybe the third, V has taken both kids. My pregnant sister in his own, so with him out of state to make sure there's no reproach from 2 or 3. V is one of my favorite humans. He treats the second child like his own, despite no longer being in a romantic relationship with my sister. Dude is good as they come, in my opinion. Very weird. And I don't understand how this dude took custody, but yeah. My friend just dropped out of university to become an escort. He's happier, apparently. Somebody said good for him. Not sure. Somebody said, not sure I'd want to suck dicks for a living, to be honest. Somebody said, well, good news, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Some people want to. Somebody said, does he escort men or both? He said just men. Probably should have said that. So yeah. So my brother asked my mom for $1,000 for rent. She gave him $1,400 so he could easily pay back the loan. Then he turned around and asked my dad for $1,000 for rent, but she also gave him. He then turned around and used the money to buy tickets to Burning Man. My parents aren't going to lend out any more money without talking to each other first. Smart guy. I don't know why they wouldn't talk to each other first before that, but your parents, they did it. It's kind of on their fault. My ex, after 1 week of being single, started dating this SoundCloud rapper. Now she's pregnant with twins. We're still in our teens. Somebody said, does his song slap though? And somebody said he's the dollar version of Little Pump from his music style to even the dreads. And somebody said Little Squirt. I'm a teacher and apparently I don't pay attention to SHIT. Last year, my vice principal announced that he would be leaving at the end of the year. Let's call him Mr. Bob. I was shocked as I liked and respected him a lot. It was well known that he was pretty unhappy and it had been a tough year. I was confused though because nobody else seemed shocked or upset. At the end of the year, I thought it would be nice to have everyone sign a card for him, but then when I took it around to people started giving these weird looks. Fast forward to halfway through the year, one of our teachers showed up with a change of her last name. It was now Mrs. Bob. I congratulated her and said didn't even know she was seeing anyone, to which she laughed and said, "You're so bad." I was confused and shook it off. Long story short, I just recently found out that she and Mr. Bob had fallen in love or something, and he left his wife for her. He literally divorced his wife on a Thursday and married by Friday. I had no idea until she mentioned his first name and they were moving out of state. Looking back on it, I facepalmed so much. His wife at the time also worked out for the district, and at one point I ran into her and expressed how much I would miss working with Mr. Bob. She gave me a weird look and said, "Yeah, well, apparently he's been pretty miserable," to which my dumb self responded, "Well, let's hope he finds what he's looking for." Listen, you clearly stay out of gossip. That is a good thing. I've achieved to be that, unknowing, but yeah, some people say, "Oh my god, I'm cringing for you." I'm a teacher too and I can see myself doing that. Funny how everyone expects you to know something that you're not supposed to know. That's funny, but I think it's great. Somebody said our pastor was having an affair with his cousin's wife. One day while giving a sermon, the cousin storms into church, tackles the pastor, and starts to throw haymakers at him. The cousin's wife is trying to pull her husband off the pastor. The pastor's wife quickly figured out what was happening and ran and clocked the wife from behind, knocking her out. People were trying to separate everyone. It was total chaos. Somebody said I'm gotta start going back to church. Apparently I'm missing all the good stuff. Somebody says, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. This week, an all-out brawl at our First Baptist Church of Houston. Get your tickets now. I've never been involved in something like that, but I have been involved in some chaotic funerals. So I've never seen a church service interrupted or erupted. Let's see what else we got here. My dad is having an affair, just found out 30 minutes ago. Mom is devastated, although I have my suspicions. They've been married for 46 years. Dad is 73. Somebody said, must be really rich. I'm pleasantly surprised his affair partner is in his age range. I would guess around his age, they went to high school together. 73 and knows his high school mates. He was creeping. You gotta check that little class reunion thing they got, that Facebook. Yeah, I be seeing these old people falling back in love with their old crushes. So y'all better stay woke, y'all elderly women, because yeah. My uncle left my auntie for a phone sex line worker he was calling for the last 3 years. Somebody said he'll probably save money now, so there's that. He fell in love with his phone sex operator. That's interesting. Does that mean you have to continuously talk dirty to them? That would be exhausting, but more power to them. When an ex and I broke up a little over 4 years ago, it was bad. We were both getting clean and on methadone, and things that were said. November of 17, the ex asked a mutual friend if he and his girlfriend could come stay with us since they were homeless. I'm an idiot. I can't say no, so I was homeless first. I'm laughing because y'all on meth, and of course you can't say no. You on drugs. Sometimes the jokes write themselves. But anyway, I was homeless for 10 years or so I know how bad it could be. When I kicked them out, they had stolen so much from me, I didn't have a lot to begin with. The B even stole a bunch of my underwear. I literally just found out about an hour ago that she's in jail for possession, got caught with 40 ounces of liquid heroin. Karma, baby, karma. Let me see what the comments are saying. Somebody said, I just want to say good job getting clean and turning your life around. I cannot imagine how hard it is. People are pretty nice. Because that's funny. Somebody said, that's a lot. I can't even imagine a street value for that much. People are actually very nice in these comments. You guys are good with sobriety. Luckily, I didn't leave a comment because like I said, the joke wrote itself and I can't say no because, of course. A year ago, my family member discovered that his fiance, 29 of 7 years, who he has 2 children with, had been having an affair with his younger brother, who just turned 18. His brother was living in his house rent-free at the time as well, so his fiance left him for his brother and had a fling with a couple for a couple of months. The younger brother is basically homeless now, jumping from friend to friend to crash at their houses while working at a job that he makes minimum wage at $7.25, while she's still living under her ex-fiance's roof. She then decided she wanted to work things out with her ex-fiance, so they got back together and decided to reconcile the relationship, which left the younger brother furious. Shortly after that, she finds out that she is pregnant but does not know which brother is the father. Her fiance said he would raise the baby as his own even if it was not his, so she decides to keep the baby. This makes the younger brother even more furious because she aborted the child before this baby that she knew was the younger brother. So the younger brother verbally attacks her for aborting that child and keeping this one because there's a chance it is her fiance's. She is unemployed during this time, so her fiance is paying for all the expenses. 9 months later, still unemployed, she has the baby and ends up being the younger brother's child, and they all try to do co-parenting. The baby is 3 months old now, and my family member's fiance left him for his younger brother again. After all this, we tried to hang out with him and our friends at our house and get his mind off the entire situation, and he invited her over. Then I asked if it was okay or mention it. She just showed up knowing damn well everyone in our house does not want her here. He told us that if he is okay with hanging out with her, then the family should be. This is really crazy. People said I've been stuck on this thread all day. The older brother is dumb. The younger brother is an a-hole. That was a whole mess. And this is society. I'm going to read y'all one more, even though these things are kind of crazy. My husband has been together with his wife for 14 years. My cousin has been together with his wife for 14 years and has had a girlfriend for just as long. Neither of them know about the other. He got caught because of an image on Facebook. His wife's sister posted a family picture which my cousin was in and got recognized by his girlfriend's sister acquaintance. He had got away with it for 14 years. Somebody said, I'm always amazed when I hear stories like this. Like, how do you lead 2 lives and not have them mix? I barely even have time to see my boyfriend. Yeah, it is. And when you can do that for long periods of time, believe me, I've attempted when I was younger, and it was exhausting. It was exhausting unless you just don't have a job or kids or any other responsibilities. Like, I don't know. I think men could probably get away with it more because they are working or whatever, and the woman's maybe deep into, but I just feel like you should know. I don't know. These things are very interesting. Like, I can go on and on, but I need to save my voice. But I'm going to do one more because I can't stop reading these now. My ex-wife and I finalized our divorce last June. She's giving birth in a few weeks with the guy she was cheating on me with. If it was anyone else, I wouldn't care as much, but since it's this guy, it hurts. Oh, and she emailed me, inviting me to buy them gifts off of their baby registry, so I'm trying to think of the most petty item I could get, though I shouldn't show I care. Somebody said buy them a paternity test. That is foul. That was good. All right, yeah, because Dear Abby, them people was getting on my nerves. So we've switched gears. I'm gonna try to find y'all more of these because people love to put their messy drama on the internet for some reason, and I love to read it. And now, this is what we do. I got my water. I'm strengthening my vocal cords. I'm gonna provide you with this mess because we love mess, right? F is for Family is signing off, guys. We're still here. Some of you are queer. Some of you are all the above. Anyway, I just wanted to rhyme. Yeah, it's been a long day still. You guys have an amazing day, and I will be back with you tomorrow for some fun time in the city. F is for Family is signing off.